Good morning. Thanks for being here. Now, picture yourself at 25 years of age. You are jobless and you are invited for a wedding. Would you walk straight into the main corridor with smile and confidence? Or would you sneak in? Well, I sneaked in because I was muted. I was muted because of the one question that my relatives would post on me. மனோஜ், வயசு 25 ஆயிடுச்சு, அடுத்த லைஃப்பில் என்ன தான் பண்ண போகிறீங்க? Well, I did not have an answer for that question by that time. But in due course of time, I was able to find one. And there were certain moments in my life that really helped me transform from a muted person to becoming an unmuted person. In 2016, I was trying to fetch a job for myself, but it did not happen in my favor. So I thought of working at my dad's business until then. Even in my dad's business, I was not able to create any impact. My dad also knows that. Knowing this, my dad asked, Manoj, my friend is running a construction company in Trichandur. Would you like to join? I said yes immediately. I packed my belongings from Trichy, moved to Trichandur, only to find that the construction is almost done and there were only some final patchworks left. I was very upset because I thought I would learn construction from foundation. I was even more upset when I need to sit idle, hours together at one side of the corner of the site. The maximum job I would do is to get some snacks for the construction workers and nothing much. Adding fuel to the fire, I was really jealous of a person in the construction site. He is not a site supervisor, he is not a project engineer, he is watchman Varadarajan. He gets up early in the morning, put gunny bags in the construction site, waters them, arranges plywood at one corner, cleans the site. At any given point of time, he'll be like a spinning top in the construction site. And I'll be like a top without even a needle lying at one corner of the site, not knowing what to do. And all of this is happening at 24 years of my age. And I believe that is a prime age for any person who is trying to discover themselves who they are. And here I am, wasting all my 24 hours at my 24. This is not happening for a day, for a week, for a month. This happens straight for 180 days doing nothing. Just think a person straight 6 months doing nothing, what would be his mindset? I embraced myself, I did quit the job, I moved from Trichandur back to hometown Trichy with one thing in my mind. I need to do something. மனோஜ் ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணுடா, மனோஜ் ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணலாம், என்ன பண்ணலாங்கிறது அப்புறம் யோசிச்சுக்கலாம், முதல்ல ஏதாச்சும் பண்ணு. Because that was the desperation I was having by that time. By that time, a contact from Hyderabad called me and said, Manoj, the leading construction companies in Hyderabad are outsourcing some of the construction projects. And any company with 10 masons and 10 helpers can apply. I quickly jumped in. I was not even thinking, is this my cup of tea or not? I arranged 10 masons and 10 helpers from North India. I made them come to Hyderabad. And I myself moved from Trichy to Hyderabad. I made them the accommodation ready for all the 20 people. And the project started. Very quickly, we found a very big challenge. And that challenge was communication. The people at the top in the construction company is not speaking English. They know only two languages. One is the local language and the other one is Hindi. We all know as Tamilians how good our Hindi is, right? With that thoda Hindi, I was trying to communicate with the project manager. The project manager looked back at my eyes ferociously and he literally yelled at the local language. And I thought this needs a very serious fix immediately. And I hired a local manager. Made sure the local manager speaks the local language and English. So this is how it works. I speak to the local manager in English and the local manager communicates to the project manager in the local language. And this was 10 years back and I thought this was a very great business idea. To the business acumen I had by that time, I thought this was a very great business idea. Probably, as you were all thinking, this didn't work out. Bigger cracks appeared. The project started to slip from my hand. It seemed to be a very costly failure. And I considered calling my parents for money because I went completely cashless. But before asking money to my parents, I thought I would rehearse myself so that I'll be able to convince my parents in a better manner. So I was trying to rehearse myself. I realized something very important when I was rehearsing. I myself was not convinced on the first hand. Then how can I convince my parents? This was the question. So I dropped the plan. I didn't make a call to my parents. I dropped the plan, and then I have two options now. One, to ask money to my friends and relatives and to fuel the dead business, and the other option is to accept the fact that I have failed miserably and to move on. Fortunately, with blessings, I did the latter one. I moved out of Hyderabad with a very heavy heart, but with three golden lessons. Taking action is important, but taking action out of desperation is a complete suicide. If we take action out of desperation, even a threat will seem like a golden opportunity to you. Second one, we should start playing at our strength. Not knowing the local language, having no construction experience is definitely not playing at your strength. Third one, sometimes it is very important to accept in life that we have failed miserably and to move on. After this incident, it was really very pathetic because I again gathered all my belongings from Hyderabad. I moved to Trichy, my hometown. It was very pathetic situation in my home because my mom, my parents were seeing a girl for me to get me married, and just think what would my parents will be saying, like if some relatives are asking what is your son doing, can she say something like this? He goes to Hyderabad, he goes to Bangalore, he goes to Mumbai, nothing doing. So this was the mindset, this was the pathetic situation that we have been in the situation. So I was just waiting for a right time in the home, not in a desperate mode, but more in a proactive manner this time. I was just waiting for the right opportunity. By that time, an architect friend of mine called me and said, Manoj, I need a 150 square feet office space in Telenagar. Would you like to come and join? We wanted to search for it. I said yes, and we searched for the office space, and we realized something, like most of the office spaces started from 1500 square feet and above. Even though if we were able to find an office space for 150 square feet, it was more like a shutter model which fits only the grocery store or the medical store. So he was forced to take a 1000 square feet office space. He put 4 lakh in capital expenditure. He put 4 lakh in the security deposit, 4 lakh in interiors. Before even making a single rupee revenue from the business, he almost spent 10 lakh in capital expenditure. Now, keeping this aside, I saw a clear pattern. 80% of the office space available are above 1500 square feet, and 80% of the office space requirement are below 1500 square feet. I repeat again, 80% of the office space available are above 1500 square feet, and 80% of the office space requirement are below 1500. So I thought, why can't I bridge this? So anyone who needs an office space can take an office space starting from rupees 5000, which is inclusive of all amenities like table, chair, electricity, Wi-Fi, cleaning, maintenance, and power backup. And this was the idea. So we rented a 750 square feet 2 BHK home. We put some 12 seats into it, and we started to advertise in the platform that we knew by that time. I still remember some clients walked into our facility. We had a detailed discussion of 15 minutes, and after that they would ask this question. All fine, Manoj, but where is the office space? The client couldn't believe that that was the office space we were actually trying to promote. So after huge struggle, after 9 months, we were able to sell a portion of our property for a client, and after 3-4 months, we were able to sell that particular facility completely, and we expanded from 750 to 1000, 1500. Once we reached 5000 square feet, we had 14 clients with us, and then the COVID hit. We dropped from 14 clients to 4 clients. For the first time, I thought of quitting the business. Anyhow, I decided to push for 1 more year. And that was the greatest business decision I have ever taken in my life, because COVID actually proved to be a blessing in disguise, especially for the co-working companies in tier 2 cities. Many companies in tier 1 cities started to decentralize their whole operations. A company in Chennai wanted to operate in Trichy also. We were ready for them by that time. Some companies wanted to do some pilot projects. They just need an office space for 3 months or 6 months. We gave them the flexibility that they requested for. Some companies do call us from abroad and they will ask about the office registration support. We connect them with the auditor. If someone is asking for a recruitment support, we'll connect them with the HR. If someone is asking for a legal support, we'll connect them with the lawyer. If someone is asking for an office space, we ourselves are here. So we started to act as a hub and spoke model for our clients. And that's when I realized something very important. When we start to solve some real problem in the market, we started to expand exponentially. And that's how we expanded from 5,000 to 10,000 to 25,000 to 50,000. And recently we operate more than 1 lakh square feet office space, Trichy and Coimbatore combined. We have received the best office space solution provider in tier 2, tier 3 cities by the Times Business Award. And we have served more than 500 plus clients, which includes a small startup company, which starts from a small startup company to a company that is even listed in the New York Stock Exchange. Year on year, our growth has reached or exceeded 100% growth for the past 4 years. Now, I wanted you to pass a moment here and just think, what if I have taken a 3,000 square feet office space instead of a 750 square feet 2 BHK home. As I said, I took a 750 2 BHK home initially. Now just think, what if I would have taken a 3,000 square feet office space? My capital expenditure would have skyrocketed for 3,000 square feet. And my operational expenditure would have easily crossed 1,50,000 per month. And my runway for the business would have got expired just in 2 months. And the client who is about to come at the 9th month would have come. And I would have closed this business just in the 3rd month or in the 4th month, thinking that this co-working business will not work in tier 2 cities like Trichy and will work only in metro cities and tier 1 cities like Chennai. Later then I realized something very important. There is no business that fails. It is only the businessman that fails. I repeat again, there is no business that fails. It is only the businessman that fails. Now I realize something important. Starting a business is important. Getting into entrepreneurship is important. But what is even more important? Starting small. Getting a minimum viable product done, as I said. Making it positive. Then scaling it bigger. This is the beauty of business. And this is the golden rule for anyone who don't have much of a financial backup. Yes, the Trichangood incident did unmute me. It taught me to take actions. The Hyderabad incident did unmute me. It taught me to take actions, but not out of desperations, but in a proactive manner. This co-working incident did unmute me. It gave me a vision where I could build a business for myself. And yes, if now I'm invited for any social gathering, I would at least walk straight into the main corridor with smile and confidence. Thank you.